Now, after we've seen overview of this course, let's get started and see what is Microsoft Defender for Endpoint solution. Basically, it is a platform designed for enterprise environments, but it is also for organizations of all sizes, and its basic purpose is to prevent, detect, investigate, and finally to respond in an appropriate way to various advanced threats to endpoints in organization. Microsoft Defender for Endpoint platform is one of the core parts of Microsoft 365 Defender suite, alongside with Defender for Office 365 for protecting and securing emails, Defender for Identity, and Defender for Windows 11 device, and Defender for Cloud apps. Microsoft Defender for Endpoint protects and reduces threats on Windows 10 and Windows 11 devices, but also on other platforms such as Mac OS and others, and various devices like tablets, cell phones, and laptops. These endpoints can be both domain-joined or personal devices. Microsoft Defender for Endpoint also supports virtual desktop infrastructure for both persistent and non-persistent endpoints, and it can also protect servers and provide admins with deep insights into server activities. One of the advantages of Defender for Endpoint is easy integration with other Microsoft security tools. For example, some components in Defender suite and other Microsoft solutions, including mobile device management solution like Intune and Azure Security Center. You can also integrate Microsoft Defender for Endpoint into existing workflows, using APIs and so on. Another advantage is the pricing model, which will be covered later on. Over the time, threats to endpoints have become more and more sophisticated and very hard to detect. And because of that, traditional anti-malware engines and firewalls are not anymore the best way to protect organizations from threats they are facing. Here steps Microsoft Defender for Endpoint. With its next generation antivirus and endpoint detection and response, and various other powerful capabilities, which will be explained later on. This solution protects your devices way more than traditional antivirus solutions, and at the same time takes a proactive approach to security. This solution also provides a centralized way of administration, instead of investing large amounts of money in multiple security agent solutions on endpoints, which also generates issues with patching, poor performance, compatibility, and many more. Microsoft provides a central administration place for Microsoft 365 Defender, so-called administration portal, which is very easy to access. There are two main aspects of Microsoft Defender for Endpoint that require configuration. These are configuration on Central Administration Portal and settings configuration on the endpoints we wish to monitor. Since Microsoft Defender for Endpoint solution is software as service offering and it is based in a cloud, there is no additional infrastructure needed, and it automatically updates endpoints, which means they are protected all the time. From cybersecurity perspective, it is important to say that each customer has their own dedicated part of cloud infrastructure that no one else besides customer can see. Data uploaded in your tenant is not shared with any other tenant or any other customer. This course will focus on Central Administration Portal configurations. As you can see, we are now positioned in Administration Portal, and let me show you what are the first things you need to look after before you start to work with Microsoft Defender for Endpoint. When performing initial configuration of Microsoft Defender for Endpoint, there are a few key things to consider. First one is data location. So to get there, we go to Settings, Endpoints, and Data Retention. At the time of this course, there are 3 available locations to store data. These are Microsoft data centers in European Union, United States, and United Kingdom. When you choose, it is recommended that you align with your data privacy officer to ensure that you select data to be stored in the correct region. It is important to say that this data location is selected during the initial subscription configuration and cannot be changed without offboarding all endpoints and losing all data, as it is stated here. Second key thing to consider when performing initial configuration of Microsoft Defender for Endpoint solution is data retention period. Data retention period is also selected when you perform initial configuration, But unlike the data location, it can be changed at any time after initial configuration. At the time of this course, the default retention period is 6 months. But you can change it anytime to 30, 60, 90, 120 or 150 days. And that's it for this video. In next video we will take a look on licensing and other requirements for Microsoft Defender for Endpoint.